Hey everybody, today we're here to rank the Jump Into Final Fantasy Jump In decks, and let's get started right away with Merciless. Merciless is a deck where a lot of people choose it in order to get Sephiroth. That is the best rare that you could get in this deck, although it does only show up 20% of the time. The best card in the deck that shows up all the time is the 3 mana 2/2 flyer with Death Touch and pay 3, sack an artifact or creature to draw a card. Merciless is a good choice. I think it's going to be about B tier. It works well with weapons, it works well with Devious, and it actually works well with scheming. So it has a couple of nice branches once you pick it. We're going to start that with ranking it at a B tier. Now, everybody who watches my channel knows where this Mage deck is going to go. It's certainly going to go into the S tier. There's really not much discussion about it. VV is the best card that you can pull from it, but I think that's about 50% of the time. Shantoto is the best card that you get every single time. This strategy revolves around 4 converted mana cost non-creature spells. It seems very specific, but a lot of the removal spells that they have, like Ice Magic, you can use them for cheaper than 4, but when you use them for 4, it unlocks the full potential. A lot of great synergies. It's a fun deck. I do have a playlist on it for all of the games that I've played with it, and I enjoyed it. I won a lot with it. Mages is a great pick. At the second pick after Mages, there is Artifact and Bold. I do think that Artifact is a little bit better. You do get a couple of the cards, like the 4 mana make a 3/3, which is a non-creature because it makes a token, and that works really well with the Mage sub-theme. So Mages is an S. If you haven't tried it, please try it. It's one of the reasons to play Jump In. Next is Scheming. So the Scheming deck has a graveyard kind of theme to it, and it also wants to be really aggressive and make sure you're attacking every turn. It is blue and black with a good amount of removal. It is fun, but I don't know if I really think it's as powerful as some of the other decks. I do have to bring it down a bit because I just don't think that the power is there. I think it's below Merciless, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. It's definitely playable, and if you like it, that's great, but I just don't know that it really holds up. Lock is definitely the best card in the deck. If you do get lucky on the rare spot, there is the Jill card. That is also really good, but fun, but just missing a little bit of power. Now, speaking of a deck where the fun level is just about the same, but the power is just crept up quite a bit, and that is Red Green Wild. This is a deck that pairs perfectly with the Chocobo deck in green. I don't think it pairs all that well with the Bold deck in red, but Chocobo Wild is a lot of fun. I also have a new video on that if you want to check that out. It's great. Rydia is a great card. This is the card that is a 2-drop, and it has landfall. When a land enters the battlefield, you rummage. That's you discard a card and draw a card. And then you can pay X and tap it in order to replay a summons from your graveyard. So the rummage part gets the summonses into the graveyard, and then you're able to take them back out. I'm going to put this above Merciless. I think it is a fun deck, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on the A spot. Next is Valiant. This is a go wide strategy in white and green. Best card in the deck is Rydia, and she brings along a token that gets really big really fast when you attack with everyone. The best rare that you can hope for. There's not a lot of great rares in this pack. None that I can really think of. When I open this, out of the cards that there's only a chance that you're getting, honestly, I'm hoping for T-Rexor. I think that's a great card. 6 mana, 6/6, and when it enters, you gain 3 life, and then you also have 4 cycling for 2, so that in the early game, if you really need it, you can go ahead and play it there. This deck is fun, but it's not that strong unless you get the really go wide version of it where you're getting a lot of creatures out. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the C tier. Okay, now we're getting to the single color decks. The first one up is Weapons. Weapons is a great choice for both Merciless and Valiant if you pick those first, but as a first pick itself, I think it's in the middle, right? I think it's powerful. Dragoon's Lance is the best card in the pack for sure. It is giving your creature flying on your turn when it attacks, and then it can move to any creature. So it's really taking any threat that you have and putting it up in the air to where it's much harder to be blocked. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is A tier. I think this is a super strong deck. I think if it wasn't for the job select cards, it would be underpowered because you wouldn't have enough creatures. But again, because we do have job select in Final Fantasy, that's the equipment that comes out with a 1/1 hero token attached. It makes things like White Mage's Staff into a creature, so it's a 2-drop that brings you a 2/2. It's a 1/1 with the 1/1 equipment attached to it, and when it attacks, you gain 1 life. So you're able to move that equipment onto another creature when your original creature dies. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's powerful. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the A spot. Artifacts. So I'm probably biased to Artifacts a little bit. I think I really enjoy it because it pairs well with Mage. It has non-creature spells that make creature tokens, so it in essence brings you in a creature, but it doesn't say creature on the type line, so that it definitely pairs better with Sage. If I'm playing it straight for the artifact side itself, the 5/4 flyer is really good. I think it's Valkyrie aerial unit. That's a really good card. Sometimes you can get it out for 4 mana, sometimes 5 mana, because it has affinity for artifacts. I'm kind of hedging between A and B. I think if I was being honest, it's probably more of a B tier card. Although, if you see it first pick and you really want to go into Mages, you're more than welcome to take it as if it was an A level. But in power-wise, in fun, I think it is a B level. Okay. Next up is Devious, again with a graveyard theme. Fang being the best card that's in the pack all the time. Arden is the rare that you want to open here. It does have a decent amount of removal, and it does have a decent amount of destroying your opponent's hand. It's a good pick for either of the black decks, Merciless or Scheming, although I think it's a better pick with Scheming than it is with Merciless. It's probably about a B tier, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and slot it in. Next up is Bold. So Bold has a aggro equipment kind of theme. It's not the equipment. The theme is not 100% clear here. I think it's supposed to be about equipment, but we do have the weapons deck that does that theme a little bit better. It pairs nicely with Mage. I don't think it pairs as well with Wild, but it's definitely a good one in Mage. And it also pairs well with the weapons deck. And you just have a Boros Equipment Matters deck. That being said, I think it's also a B tier, and it falls right down here in line with like Devious. And the last deck is the Chocobo deck. Now, this is a deck that pairs really well with Wild. I think it pairs less well with Valiant, but it definitely can play with Valiant. But I think I like it with weapons. All of a sudden, the Chocobos that are 2/2s, but that are attacking as 3/2s and 4/2s, if you can get them to jump, which is make them flying for that turn, they hit pretty hard. So I think it's a fun deck. I think it's a powerful deck. I have had some questions about how well it curves out. Sometimes you really got to push to a little bit later in the game, turn 4, turn 5. the deck really kind of unlocks, but you often find yourself a little bit behind on turn 2 and turn 3. It does have a great 1 mana play, which is Zaz Chocobo, probably the best card in the deck. The rare that you're looking to get is Bart's and Boko. It just gives a free removal spell attached to a legendary creature. So it's a really good card. This is a great deck and a great pick. If you wanted Wild Chocobo, I think that's, you're more than welcome to take either one first, but that's what you're looking for here. So there's my ranking on the individual packs. I think some of the fun combinations that you really should be trying in Jump Into Final Fantasy are Artefacts, Mages for sure. That's my go-to. It's a great deck. Wild Chocobo is another classic deck that when this format is over, we're going to look back and think about and remember that this was part of the metagame here. It really is a staple deck, and as long as you can get over the 2 and 3 mana curve and get out to the other side to 4 and 5 drops, you're going to be really happy here. And then the wild card deck, there's a lot to do with scheming, maybe devious scheming or something like that, but if I had to pick a third, I would pick Merciless Weapons, right? The weapons deck is strong enough to pull Merciless from kind of a mid-tier deck to that next level. It will be above average. It will never be amazing. It's not going to be S-tier like Mages. If you do get those turns where you get Sephiroth, even though you're only getting it 20% of the time when you pick this pack, when you do, you're going to feel invincible. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. So my top 3 would be Artifact Mages. Let's be honest. My top 3 are Artifact Mages, Bold Mages, and Wild Chocobo. But if I go ahead and give you a fourth, because Mages took up 2 slots there, it would be Merciless Weapons. Please leave a comment below on what are your favorite combinations. Are there any decks that you think I have underestimated, or any decks that you think I've maybe overestimated? I would love to hear your comments below. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.